she's our tweeter right now. She's tweeting, yes.
Okay, first question. Do you think in the future they're going to create parameters for students, like you have to have a certain GPA or you have to take a hybrid class first before you actually teach, take a class fully online? Because students have a hard time passing online classes. It's just, you know, it is a challenge for a lot of students. So I just wonder if you think they're going to put parameters in place, like you have to have a certain GPA perhaps, or, you know, before you can take a full online class, you have to take a hybrid class. You guys think that would ever
No. No. I think that they're going to open it up to even more students to take online classes because students with severe disabilities are finding success where they didn't find success. Technology kind of lends itself naturally to meeting some of the accommodations they need. So, you know, before where you were in a classroom and maybe you had to read a textbook and that was what you were doing to gather most of your information, now you're almost being entertained with the way that you take in your information. And not only that, but they're learning technology schools. So not only will you not need a certain GPA, you will not need a certain IQ.
I agree with Leslie. Online education is the future, you know, for all students. And I do not foresee any parameters or any restrictions, you know, for any students who are taking the course. As she said, I've had students with special needs who has done very well with virtual learning. And some students, well, I found when I was teaching face-to-face, that some of my students who were struggling with the textbook type of instruction, you know, some of the note-taking here and there and things of that nature, actually use technology to create projects, you know, or to take advantage of any credit opportunity, and they far outweigh any of my other students' work. So I found that technology actually taps into some of the weaknesses in which some students have experienced, you know, in a traditional face-to-face classroom. So I would say that I do not foresee where any, you know, parameters would be there.
Before we run out of time, because we have a room filled with educators, K-12 through post-secondary, I would like to ask the three of you, if you could go back to your college dean and the education program, what would you tell that dean about how they should train teachers or prepare teachers to do what you do, and the reason why you're up here today?
I would say most college programs should focus on some of the small things, such as email etiquette. I feel that it's very important to communicate effectively with your students and your parents. And I feel that the tone of your email is very important in reaching parents and students in terms of what you're communicating to them, whether it's dealing with a student who may be failing the course. You know, there's still a way that you have to, of course, disseminate information to both parents and students. I feel that some programs should focus on differentiating in terms of technology, providing students in the colleges with the different ways to, of course, you know, become familiar with some of the programs that we use to reach our students, such as, you know, Gene and using Animoto and some of the other programs. I feel that you know, you come in well knowledge on some of those, then it would help, you know, when it comes to reaching students in certain ways. But I feel that those are, you know, two areas that I think may be important.
All right.
I've often thought about this. I would love to go back and learn how to write my own code. Sometimes we'll have things that don't quite post correctly, and I thought, oh, I wish I could do that. And I'm learning slowly, but I haven't had time to go take an actual course. But I think, just to piggyback on what Astrid was saying, if we had a class that was like the latest and greatest tech tools, where it was that professor's job to kind of stay on top of things and present our teachers with the newest tools, then we can find a way to use them in education. And I think that would allow us to continue to differentiate instruction. So just stay on top of things, and also, of course, in communication, not just email etiquette, but you know, how can you draw students out? If you have a student that's gone rogue, and all of a sudden they're not coming to class, or they're kind of tuned out, what are some strategies that you can use to pull them back back in. So that's what I think we should do.
Having never really had any formal training in a college of education, one thing that I think is really, really important is that it shouldn't just be K through 12 teachers. I think that anybody that's thinking about becoming a college professor these days really should be well versed in how to design and teach an online course, because it's happening at the university level too. The emphasis in my training was not, as I said, on teaching. It was on how to do research. So I sort of would see the pants flying there. But I think that the types of things that need to be trained are, again, how do you reach those students? How do you make things interactive? How do you communicate content to the students in a way that is going to engage them? Rather than just say, throw them the textbook and read. So translating, I guess, how you would teach in a face-to-face environment and delivering content in that way to the online environment, I think is really, really important. And different methods for doing that. It might be video casting, it might be podcasting, and keeping up with that. Having somebody that, again, does know how do you embed content, how do you do this, how do you do that. Because a lot of times we are just kind of, the faculty is, we've got one person that's really good at this, so you know who the person is. It would be nice to sort of have training in all of that.
Thank you. This is not the last time you will hear from them. We have a webinar coming up, SBS webinar.